Hey, what's up, everyone? It's summertime. It's hot. And I'm out here and it doesn't even look all that bad. I swear we've had like 40 days down here where it's been nothing but sun. We've almost had no rain, almost nothing, until the last couple days. And it got me thinking about this summertime deal, like the bad days of summer, like the late summer where it's just 100 degrees every day, it seems like, and it's just hot. The wind stops blowing. It's just bad. And these are the days that I actually used to like to fish a lot, because I always wanted to figure out like how to catch them when it was like this. And here's some of the things I wanted to talk to y'all about. This time of the year is different. The fish act different. And what I've noticed is they act like a certain other time of the year, the winter time, like the dead of the winter. I swear they act the same both times of the year. Like usually in the winter time, like in the dead of the winter, they only feed a little bit that day, right? They like feed in the morning. Sometimes they feed like right in the middle of the day when it gets really, really hot. I kind of feel like sometimes the fishing is like that too. Like the morning time in the summer is usually the best, but the window is short. It's like an hour. It's like that sometimes in the winter time too, if that, even an hour. And so you get this small little window right when the sun comes up. That's your window to catch them. And then it's like as soon as it gets too high, like it shuts off. Same as the wintertime. There's usually a little bite, like dead in the middle, like 12, 1, 2, somewhere around there. There's a little bit of some action. A lot of times it's schooling action, but still it's some action. And then usually it's like 30 minutes, 45 minutes before the sun goes down, they bite again. And usually that window is really good both times of the year, you know, when it's cold and when it's hot like this. And it's crazy that they act the same too. So what I mean by that is you can usually catch some shallow on both, right? Summer and winter. And they usually suspend a lot. Okay, they spend a lot in the cold and they roam a lot. They suspend a lot in the summer and they roam a lot. They roam a lot because they're usually feeding on shad and they're suspended. So you get these like, it's amazing. You wouldn't think of it, but they act the same. Now, they also act the same in this regard. They need something to change. So if you can find a day where the weather's different, okay, then it can be phenomenal. It's not necessarily going to be phenomenal, but it can be better than what it has been. And so me and my buddy went out the other day, and like I said, it actually was trying to rain on us a little bit. And we ended up catching 1 or 2 in the morning. It wasn't that great in the morning, but we did catch some. And what happened is it stayed cloudy for a little bit longer. Like it stayed cloudy for a couple of hours before the sun just came up. So we got to keep kind of fishing around. And in the summertime, you just can't go fishing. Like you just can't go do whatever you want to. There's certain times of the year, especially like in the spring and the fall, you can find a pattern and you can stay with it, right? And you can go do it throughout the day and it'll work. Here you've got to find like little bits of pieces of things that'll work. So you might get a little bite here and there doing this, or a little bite here and there. You might find some schooling fish. You might find some fish on some boat docks. You might find some fish on something different. Here, what we found was a little bit of deeper grass. There wasn't any deeper grass like this. We found like a little patch of deeper grass, and there was actually a couple perch beds around. Man, those look like freaking all perch bullets. I've never seen that. I wonder if they're still on them. And so we ended up fishing around them and getting a couple bites. It wasn't phenomenal, but we ended up catching some. Told you.
Yeah, you did say that.
They'd be out there.
Oh, that was on the fall,
Yeah.
right on the divots of the.
Still, that's where you catch the giants out here.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a bite or not.
On the fall?
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't worked yet.
Good.
That might be where they're all at. Right, he caught some on a worm as soon as we pulled up. So we knew there was some perch in the area, and we actually didn't find it right away. I kind of wish we'd found it early. I think we would have caught like twice as many. Dang, man, this is the freaking spot in the morning. I kind of started throwing a structure jig around, and I ended up, I drug it around and couldn't get any bites. So I was like, let me just swim it around a little bit, kind of right off the bottom. I did that because it kind of mimics a perch. It's kind of something different, and I've caught them that way before. So I ended up catching this one. Yeah, do what? Hold on, I got one. Go ahead. Hello?
Not a very good signal here.
Oh.
It'll be hard, so they really go.
They'd have been up there shallow. We'd have caught them up there shallow.
Yeah.
And I caught them out here. They don't come out here in August very much. But that's the whole deal with that swim jig out there when I was slow rolling it. Same deal. You know?
That hot deal?
Well, I mean, you just get that white one. You can just slow roll it out there, and you stay out here on the edge of this grass, or you just. Oh, this is gonna be fun, dude. No, this is different. I can do this. If they're gonna bite like this, like that's freaking. They crushed it.
Let's go.
And I ended up catching that one. We kind of fished around for a while, didn't get really any more bites, and then he kind of throws in a smaller worm out there. Or 30, you know.
Yeah.
Is
Actually, no, it was around something.
Golly, because it did freaking just.
It did something there. Ooh.
There you go, a little head shaking there. I bet he's bigger than you thought. Yeah.
Ooh.
I bet he's bigger than. I figure you're still big though.
It was just swimming at the boat. I thought
Still around the perch. I'm telling you, there's some big ones right here.
Dude.
So 5, isn't it? At least
4.
That worm's a better. I think he's heavier than what you think. He's not very accustomed to filming on my boat because he goes and lands this big one in the back of the boat without it being on camera. But here's what it was when he finally got it in. So that was kind of what went on that day, is we kind of fished around and then we couldn't get any more bites doing that. Like, it was one specific little deal and that was it. Yeah, we had caught some earlier in the grass, and then we kind of messed around, went looking around, started finding these like schooling fish. Problem with that is those aren't always easy and they're not that big sometimes. Then in the meantime, we get on like a crappie bite, because I'm not gonna ever pass up some crappie.
Yep.
Crappie?
Yeah.
Throw that back. Probably catch him now.
I had to throw a shaky head.
Or swim it.
Yeah. I swear, if you have another one, I'm actually gonna be mad.
That might be a crappie.
Alright,
my
I'm
God.
actually gonna get mad. Like.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it just in case.
Dude, that's so stupid.
That's the keeper right there.
Awkward.
Yeah, I know.
You have a crappie too, huh?
Well, I thought you did.
I think I put it on your. Yeah, I put it on your. Dude, this doesn't make it.
Alright.
You gotta lean on him.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna catch dinner now. Gotta catch dinner now. Now that you caught one, I just wanted you to catch one, not you know. So like, okay.
Dude, that's when you know they're eating. Look at
Oh
that
yeah,
thing.
yeah. We're about
God.
to freaking. So we start seeing these crappie like on this like one little log, and these crappie. If anyone's ever been crappie fishing, I bring this up because they have a lot to do with bass fishing this time of year. Is even in the springtime and in the wintertime, or not like the cold dead winter, that pre-spawn to post-spawn, those crappie are easy to catch. Like you can catch them all day long. They're easy. They chase your bait. Well, here was different. We started catching these crappie, and you literally, if you missed them by about a foot or two, like 3 foot, like you had to like, there was this log in a channel, and you had to like put it right where the log met the bank. Right there, right above him. I can feel me hitting them. I can feel me
Is this
hitting
my
them.
spot?
That's a good one too.
That's the spot right there.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And you could see them all like 7 feet over here, and they wouldn't bite. Those wouldn't, but if you could catch them in this like one little bitty, like it was about the size of like a big trash can. It was amazing.
Yup. Ooh.
Yeah. That fell right on that freaking that highest field. Oh gosh, he's gonna be pissed. We can show her the film of how he said, "Hey, you're gonna be pissed," to make it worse. And there was a bunch of them. We ended up catching quite a few. I can feel me hitting them. I can feel me
Is this
hitting
my
them.
spot?
That's a good one too.
That's the spot right there.
Yeah.
That's the one. I'm gonna be so mad.
Yes, yes. Why that correlates to bass fishing is this: bass are almost the same way. Like their strike zone shrinks, and the same thing with crappie. And you almost had to like make those crappie bite. Like you have to make them bite. You have to like put it right in front of their face. Well, those bass are the same way in the sense of LiveScope has kind of taught me some different things about the summertime. Those fish are out there roaming around a lot, and sometimes you can catch them. But man, I cannot tell you how many bass we see where they are sitting there not doing anything. Like not doing anything. Like they won't look at your bait, they won't chase the bait, they won't do anything. Crappie will do the same thing. Like we would get on some of those crappie, and most of the time those crappie will come out and chase your bait and do some things, or at least like react somehow. Not these. Like a lot of them wouldn't do anything. We had to get like in so many of them before you could get one of them to bite. And then once you got that one to bite, you catch more. That kind of goes on with this bass stuff too. Like you'll get down there and you'll see schools of 30 and 40 fish, and you can't get any of them to bite. Like they don't care. And it's crazy. A lot of that has to do with bait. Okay. What I have found is they are really still active. It's not like when it's cold and their metabolism slows down. They're active. Like if they want to react, they'll react. They just don't. And then all of a sudden you'll see a school of shad come by, and then you'll start seeing them like go crazy, busting, going 100 miles an hour. It's what happens in the summertime. It's why these little small windows, they're like that in the morning and the evening times. But if not, they get in this dormant sense where, man, they just don't care about eating. A lot of times they don't look that good either because of the same reason. It's not that they don't have anything to eat. They got plenty to eat. They just kind of don't eat at that time. It's kind of a weird deal. So what I always tell everyone is when it's really, really sunny and really hot and really nasty, there's those little windows, and then it becomes a slow, methodical go look for stuff, right? You can try to go catch those suspended fish or schooling fish, but usually you have to go fish shade, right? Whether it's a brush pile, boat docks, pads. Now you can also try to go and fish around some of this cover, and you eventually get bit. And like you can get some big ones to bite, like big ones.
Big.
Real? Now, did I say they were going to be bass? Nope, didn't say they were going to be bass. Sometimes you get this, but hey, you know what? When it's slow and it's tough, yeah, I don't mind some wrong fish Wednesdays, right? We're going to throw some wrong fish Wednesdays in there, especially when they're big ones.
Yep.
It was fine so weird.
Longfish Wednesday?
Definitely longfish Wednesday.
There you go.
This was a big one. That's really all the bites we got. It really wasn't that good. It just wasn't right to be doing this. We didn't really get any bites. Like I said, it's kind of that mid-morning, so we had to go do something different. We're always changing, always trying to figure out another way to catch them. But if you can find days like this, if you can find days that start to change, right? A bunch of cloudy days, a bunch of rainy days, then it starts getting good. Surprisingly, some of our best days I've ever had have been in those dog days of summer where it's really, really hot, it's really, really nasty, and something's different about that August or September or July. And what I mean what's different is maybe the lake's really, really high. You say your lake's really, really high. A lot of times fishing's really good that time of the year when it's like that. I remember sometimes we've had it really high and they're pulling the lake. So there's current going through the lake. It was phenomenal in August. Like something kept them going. If it rains for like a week in a row and it's just cloudy and it's cooler, like the fish bite phenomenal. Like it gets good. So you can look for those windows of opportunities of when the lakes get really good because of the weather pattern. But if you're just stuck and they're just boring, every single day of the month looks the same, it's gonna be hard. So you gotta go try to figure out those little windows, figure out those opportunity times to catch them. And what'll happen is you'll slowly start to figure out. It's why I don't preach like, hey, just go do this. Not in the summertime, not in these like hot days. You want to have about 20 rods out on the deck, and you want to go out there and figure out little bitty things to do, little bitty, hey, let's go hit a couple docks, because you'll find all of a sudden that you can't go hit 500 docks that day, like just a couple of them. Maybe like the deepest ones, like really next to deep water with a lot of shade. Those might be the best ones. Maybe certain brush piles work. Maybe just flipping grass and certain little sections of flipping grass works. Even in trees or stumps, there's a lot of stumps out there. Maybe it might just be certain big trees next to like a creek channel. And so maybe there's not a lot of them, right? So you learn to kind of do a bunch of different things. And then, of course, always have a topwater on just in case one starts blowing up.
That was a good one.
Was it? Did you see it?
Yeah. Oh,
What is that?
there's a spook at. Oh my gosh. Sharks.
Come on. Stay up long, did they?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Good?
I don't think so. Trying to fight like him. Of course, I'm sitting down too. Oh, behind you, behind you, behind you. That's not a bad one, is it? Like first. Not a bad one. Come on, throw it out there. Well, he blew up out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's on first?
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot better than I thought.
Let's go.
Yeah, he like one. It was one blow up. Got on it quick too. He's a lot bigger than I thought. I was wondering why he was fighting kind of good. We do that all the time because I swear no matter what lake we get on, you'll always see some schooling fish, usually when it's really, really hot like that. So, unless you live on a horrible lake or a river or something like that, you might not see that. But generally lakes, you will see that a little bit somewhere, hopefully. I hope this helps when it gets really, really hot like this. And shoot, this might be a day. This might be another day. It's still kind of hot out here. But at least I'm not sweating when I make this video. Anyways, hope this helps, guys. See y'all. Good luck.